The world is but a stage, and all these gods and heroes merely players. Role players, to be precise. Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Merely Role Players. We are a group of theatre creatives who love to spend our spare time playing tabletop RPGs. We fight monsters, we roll dice, we tell stories. And we are delighted to have you here with us today. My name is Jack. I will be your game master. In front of me, I have the cast of our tale. And over here, I have Amber, our technical wizard. Oh, she's going to be fully in the frame.
Wow!
Hi, Amber. Getting confident.
And so, as the cast get their giggles out.
We fight monsters. That's what I got stuck on. I never.
I mean, you can.
Yeah,
if you
rude.
So, the audience have taken their seats. The lights dim, the curtain rises, and the game begins. When we last left the city of Court, the Wayward family were investigating the disappearance of their family member, Andrei. Their journey had taken them into the world-famous University of Court, where, upon arrival, they were beset upon by a young man called Ashton, who, in front of their eyes, transformed into a were-rat. They managed to calm Ashton down, but before they could get him to safety, town guards arrived. They tranquilized Ashton and started to accuse the rest of the party of potentially being infected as well. Chaos broke out. Lawrence was tranquilized, Neoma cast fog cloud, and the party split. Ögra and Mason taking the tranquilized Ashton, and Neoma and Benedict taking their unconscious brother. Neoma and Mason found themselves in the dorm room of an old acquaintance. No?
Ögra.
I'll try that again. Ögra and Mason found themselves in the dorm room of an old acquaintance of Ögra's. They interrogated the were-rat Ashton, finding out that Andrei had been in the university. He apparently was trying or pretending to be a member of the group known as the Thinkers, but had been found out. They learnt that he had been talking with a man called Marco. Leaving their were-rat friend with Ögra's slightly less than sober acquaintances, they returned to the theatre to explain what had occurred. Meanwhile, the 3 elder members of the family had a brief discussion once they got to safety. Some tensions arose between Benedict and Lawrence. And as they headed home, Lawrence was set upon by a mysterious hooded man who said their mutual friend wanted to see him, arranging a meeting for that night. As they arrived back at the theatre, they found a somber scene. Guards everywhere, and their mothers looking grief-stricken, harrowed. The Knight of the Gold, a member of the Alloy Knights, turned to the 3 new arrivals and told them the news that Andrei's body had been dragged out of the river. And that's where we will pick up our tale. What would you like to do?
I'm going to turn to Neoma. I'm going to pull her in. I'm going to whisper in her ear. And I'm going to say, we can't trust them. See if they're lying. And then I'm going to turn back to the knight.
He has, at least to your eyes, a very sorry, a very gentle expression on his face. I am so sorry to be the one who had to tell you this.
Why are you even involved? What has this got to do with the Alloy Knights?
There have been a number of instances around the city that have caught our attention, that have required our assistance. I think, unfortunately, your brother ended up on the wrong side of one of these such occurrences.
As he's talking, Neoma, thinking about what Benedict's just said, is just going to wipe. She's been, since that was said, she's just been silently crying. She's going to wipe the tear from her eye, and she's going to look up at him and study his face, and she's going to try and read if she thinks that he's telling the truth.
Make an insight check.
"24.
Oh.
It's hard to tell whether it's just the front that a public person puts on when they're in view of the masses. You'd imagine that any politician or important figure would be somewhat false, somewhat inauthentic when addressing those outside of perhaps their closest circle. But there's a disconnect between his words and his expression and his eyes. All of them on their own tell the story of a man truly sorry to be delivering bad news. But together, you're not sure.
Where did you find it? Where did you find the body?
Just down at the south end of the city.
Near the university?
No, other side of the...
What time?
Last night, early this morning, I suppose.
How did you know it was him? He's never left the theatre, really.
We had a description.
Can we see him? Sorry, that was just a little reminder that I need to remember something.
Yes. In time. You must understand this whole place, your cousin's body, it's all part of an ongoing investigation.
But surely we should identify him, right? We should be the ones to see him and tell you that it's him.
As we know that it is safe.
What wouldn't be safe about seeing a dead body? His mother's there. She has every right to see him.
You will be, he kind of straightens himself up, happy to know that...
I'm sorry, did you just say happy?
I'm sorry, I misspoke. You will be reassured to know that we are in the process of bringing our suspect into custody. I imagine it will be a swift and efficient process to get you and yours the justice you deserve. I can tell you that the woman we have sent soldiers out to apprehend is a well-known member of an elvish terrorist group known as the Ear Carver. She has been parading through the city pretending to be a priest of Korak. We've had our eyes on her for a while, and I can only apologize that we were not able to bring her to justice before this terrible act was committed.
If I may, what's her name?
We do not know her real name. She has been going by the name of Umia.
Why would they do this?
That will be the first part of our investigation. We have theories, but it is currently a very sensitive topic, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
Correct is worshipped by theatregoers. Why would a priestess of Korak attack a theatre?
I don't know. We honestly don't even believe she is really a priest. Just a grifter. A terrorist. Holger, who has just been sat completely still, stands. Thank you for your help, but I would like to be with my family now. The Knight of the Gold bows his head. Of course, we will. We ask that nobody touch the stage. We will return and finish our investigations tomorrow.
Before you go, there was an incident today at the university. As you can understand, our family's emotional state is not what it would normally be, and maybe you can let that go. No one was hurt.
I have heard of no incident, and I'm sure that will not change.
Before you go, this terrorist, for closure reasons, I would love to speak to them, if not just to see them, to see the face of the person that did this.
This is a very dangerous individual.
Even with your protection?
If it is decided that it is the good of the public, that there be a public trial, she will be on the stand, and I'm sure you will be asked to testify.
Thank you. It's just, it would be very important to me.
I'll try my best.
Thank you.
Come on. He clapped his hands. Let us leave the Wayward family. My dearest and deepest condolences yet again. Slowly they all file out of the auditorium.
I'm going to turn instantly to look at Neoma.
I don't know.
You have to think. It's important.
It wasn't fully true. Something wasn't true, but that doesn't mean that Andrei's not dead. That could just mean that that's not how he died and that this person isn't the one who did it.
Of course something's not fucking true, and I kick some stage lights and just burst the lot of like the candles and the flames that are kind of scattered around the bottom of the stage.
We know we can't trust them. Irrelevant of what Umiya said, we saw what they did to that Neilbog. They punched him unconscious. These aren't good people.
And now they've got Umiya. Do we really believe that she's a terrorist?
Why would she write to us?
This is bad. This is like a cover-up. This feels like they're covering something up. And now they've got her. She wouldn't do this to us and then write us a note.
Holger, we have met with this priestess. She was the one who wrote the note. Put it under the door. She said that we shouldn't trust the Alloy Knights, that there's people against us in high places. I don't think he's dead.
Henrik, the small mouse familiar that Holger uses to see out of, runs her up her arm, round her shoulder, settles, sits. She closes her, albeit unseeing eyes. I don't know.
But you would know. If he was dead, you'd know.
He doesn't feel dead.
Talk to him. Use your magic.
I've tried.
When?
Moment he went missing.
Doesn't mean anything.
Whilst this is happening, I'm going to go over to Irina and just sit and lay my head on her lap
She's just like staring dead ahead.
and like hold her hands.
Lawrence, we've got to go and get Mason and Ögra.
Yeah, they need to know what we know.
Holger, can you message them?
She nods and then tilts her head. No need. Go and answer the front door. They're coming.
Neoma gets up, wipes her face, and then...
You don't need to do it if you...
No, I do.
Well, we'll all go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and take her hand. I'll keep it in my hand and walk to the front door.
Push it open, and you see walking down the street, passing this kind of procession of guards going the other direction, you see Ögra and Mason.
I think seeing the guards would be a little bit weird. Like, we knew the town guard were coming to the theatre, but that's quite a lot of them, and they had an alloy night with them. So, probably be a bit like, what is that all about?
Yeah, I think Mason's probably going to try and stop the main night guy.
Okay.
Looking at Ögra, did you just come from the theatre?
Yes, young man, can I help you?
We heard about the... Did you come from the theatre?
I did, yes. Such a shame. Such a
Yeah.
tragedy for the family.
Well, we hope that they'll find him soon.
Ah. Yes, we hope. Official business, I can't get into it.
Sorry to stop you.
It's all right. Fans of the theatre, are you?
You could say that.
Well, might be closed for a few days. Stay safe. Both of you. Come on.
What was your name? Sorry.
I'm the Knight of the Gold.
I should have assumed.
Yes.
Did you have a name just in case I saw you?
Not one that is common knowledge. I am my role. That is the oath we swear when we take on our positions.
Okay.
Here. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a single gold piece.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
I'll take it.
Kind of looks you up and down. You're kind of slightly taller than he is. And he's like, oh, yes, young lady.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I must be off. He carries on.
Safe journey.
That was weird.
That was weird. Why is there like 15 of
I
them?
don't know. I counted 20.
Okay. That's a... Maybe
Oh,
there's
let's-
more evidence than we thought.
Let's
Okay.
go see if the others are there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they can see them in the distance.
Can't all be
You
stood
can see
in the
them like
doorway
standing in the
because
doorway.
It's like, oh my God, thank God that you're all okay. I thought that you could have been arrested or...
Come in. Come in and close the door.
What's happened?
Okay, we should probably go back.
No, just come in.
I took Ashton. We took Ashton.
It doesn't matter right now.
But we think we know where
Just
Andrei
come
is.
in.
Door.
Get inside.
Okay.
And I think we'll let them in, close the door, go up to the kitchen.
Once we all get into the kitchen, I'm the last one up there and just kind of herd everyone in. They're saying Andrei is dead.
They say they found him in the river.
Did they pulled his body out?
We don't think...
We don't know if it's true.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. He could swim. Like, why? What do they?
They think that they said that priest that we saw did it. That he was drowned, or I don't know. They won't let us see the body.
The point is, we know that we can't trust the Aloe Knights. This could be a lie.
What if it's not? What if it's not a lie? What if he's really dead? They're just not telling us how it happened.
Mason, as I think you know as well, this isn't the first time kids in this city have gone missing. The knights like the Ögra. You know the stink bugs?
Yeah.
I've always had this theory. I've heard things from work that I've done, from places that I've been, that these knights, these guards, they can be ruthless. And if they hear that there's something that they don't like, that there's something that is disrupting the status quo of the city, or they will do horrible things to families. Split parents up, send one to prison for doing a menial crime, and they'll send a child to an orphanage, or worse, the sewers.
They'll turn a blind eye to other bad stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a chance, a small chance, maybe Andrei might be with the stink bugs. I hope. I can't believe that he's dead. He's smarter than that.
If he was with the stink bugs, one of them probably would have sought me out to tell me. I mean, we can go and check. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they pulled his body out of a river. That doesn't make sense. We spoke to Ashton. I left him with some friends of mine. He's okay. He said that there's others. There were four others that also were part of the Thinkers, and this happened to them too. They also turned into rats.
Did he know Andrei?
Yes, he knew Andrei. He said Andrei tried to join the Thinkers, but that he was only pretending to join them, like he was trying to infiltrate them or something, and then he got found out, and then he hasn't seen him since. But he said he was talking to someone called Marco, who was a member of the Thinkers. So we were gonna come and get you guys and then go back and find this Marco guy. But I don't know, he said that the other ones who'd turned into rats as well, they'd all gone, they'd all disappeared. I don't know if maybe they went to the same place. I just can't believe Andrei's dead, I can't believe it.
They didn't want us to see the body.
Well, then there's no body to be seen.
They said it was dangerous. And you were right. Why would they say it's dangerous to see a body?
Unless it's infected.
Oh my god, does Irina know?
They all do.
Yeah.
And they think it was the priestess.
Yeah, but again, we don't know if that's true. They said that she was part of an elvish terrorist group called a word that I didn't write down properly.
Well, they would say that.
Icarva.
I didn't write it down either. There was a lot of information.
I think it was Iacava.
Iacava. I'm going to rewrite that.
I wasn't there, but I just heard the wind. Of course they'd say that. Of course they'd say that it was an elvish terrorist group. They're all the same.
But why would they lie about him being dead? What's the point? What do they get out of that?
Stop us looking for him.
Maybe they've taken him.
They want to stop us looking for him. They want us to stop following this trail that we've got. Leads to them, leads to the fucking Prime Minister. Maybe. Why are they involved? Why would the Prime Minister's guard be looking after cases like this? Andrei was, for them, a nobody.
No.
Meaningless.
He wasn't a nobody.
Not to us.
We've just seen two alloy knights in one day.
That's not what I mean. What Ögra said. Andrei was trying to become one of the thinkers, or deceiving them, or infiltrating them.
Yeah.
And it's not
what's
a coincidence
that
that the thinkers are disappearing. Now Andrei is disappearing. This is all going back.
Andrei never mentioned the thinkers to any of us, and apparently he's trying to, sneak in and the whole time to find, but not because he wanted to be a part of them, but because he was trying to figure something out. He never told me any of this.
Mason, what do you know about the thinkers? We know that they're, intelligent people or powerful people at least, trying to change things. Do you know anything else? I mean, you tend to know stuff.
Dear.
You would know that a disproportionate number of members of parliament and prime ministers come from the University of Court and come from the thinkers, including Isambard Redmond, the current prime minister. You would know that the thinkers have been known to commit at least acts of antisocial behaviour, if not full-on crimes, and are very rarely punished for them. You would know it's always kind of hard to track where the Alloy Knights come from. The titles are passed on, and the names of those who hold the titles are supposedly forgotten to history. But obviously some people know these people who then turn, so it's hard for them to, their past lives to be fully disappeared. And you would know that the smarter members of the thinkers become members of parliament. The ones who just enjoy power often become Alloy Knights.
I relate.
I mean, we've got a lead. I think we follow it still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should give up hope.
Where do we go?
Well, I think we need to rest. It's late. Is it late? It feels late.
It's kind of
I'm tired.
evening now. Not like
Eaten
late evening,
all
but
day.
since breakfast.
We need to rest. We need to work out our next moves. You've got to meet whoever it is you've got to meet. I know people at the town's guard.
What does that mean?
I haven't been completely honest with all of you. I would love to say, Neoma, that when I leave here, when I go on tour, when I go play my shows and I I do my act, that I make my money, I move on. That's not really what I do anymore. I tried for a while to some success, and I'd come back and I'd talk to you about what was going on the shows, and I'd sometimes exaggerate the truth and say that they were going really well when they weren't. When I thought I was playing to packed out houses, in reality it was dingy back alley clubs with 2 or 3 people in them. To maintain this lifestyle, to try and succeed, I've been making some extra money. And I've had to do things that I didn't necessarily want to do. I've been working with the Glomerate. They ask me to do things like, oh, you're just going to this next city, can you take this package with you? Or you're just going here, can you just give this to this person when you arrive? Just make sure that you don't get searched on the way in and that sort of stuff. And it's always just been stuff like that. The last time I went out, they tried to stop and search me. And I just kind of dropped everything I was carrying and fled. And they didn't catch me. But now the people I work for are mad at me. And I thought this morning when we saw what we saw, that maybe it was my fault. Maybe the things I'd done and the people I'd pissed off along the way have finally got back to me by taking Andrei.
Would they kill him?
Yeah. Or, as I was saying, with the knights, they also love to put kids into the stink bugs. The stink bugs, Ögra, I hope you don't mind me saying this, are a group that do petty crimes, but the location that all of these kids come from isn't that simple. Sometimes they're just kids that have been left out on the street, sometimes they're kids that have been ferried in by the guard, the alloy knights, and sometimes the boss takes prizes or ransoms from families that go against him and make sure that that kid knows nothing of their own family.
So you're saying that some of the stink bugs have families out there who are looking for them?
They wouldn't know that they did.
But you've known this?
Yes.
How long?
Too long. Look, you need to understand that the shows weren't going well, okay? But I still wanted I still wanted you to be proud of me. And I still wanted you to look up to me and to see me as the older brother that I think I should be. And I'm sorry that that isn't what I've been, okay? But I think that maybe if we go to these leads and we follow these people, that maybe we can find Andrei, or at least get an idea of what could have possibly happened to him, or even what's going on with the Thinkers. I'm just really sorry.
Neoma's gonna, I imagine we're sort of sat around the table or stood, or she's gonna go around to Lawrence and she's just gonna, are you sat down? She's just sort of gonna hug him from behind.
I'm so sorry.
We can't start blaming ourselves for this. It's not gonna help us. We don't know anything yet. We don't know enough to blame ourselves. Mason, you were doing it. Now you're doing it. We just gotta focus on finding him. Right?
I've missed your petty, boring optimism with everything. And no offense, Mason, but you just told a white lie to our brother. I have watched families get ripped apart. I have watched people get stabbed in the throat in my vicinity. I've literally had friends die in my arms because they lied to the people that I work with. This isn't some lying. This isn't some blame game. I'm just sorry that it's all caught up with me and that you guys are here. If you want me to separate and I can go look for them myself, I can do that. I can go into the sewers and I can work it out. But if they've taken him, who's next?
So we stay together.
Ögra sort of shakes herself out of it a bit, drops the gold coin, which she's still holding. She's got like an indent in her palm where she's been like balled her fists up so tightly. And she goes, well, we're gonna go and see the stink bugs and see if any of them know where Andrei might be. Then I know my way around the sewers.
Me too. We could probably find a way, after we've spoken to them through the sewers, to get to the university as well. Unseen.
I don't know if there's much point in going to the university at night. And everyone's gonna be asleep. We're not gonna know
That's true.
who to talk to. We don't know where Marco is beyond. He's probably, the Thinkers apparently have a common room, but at night no one's gonna be in there. We're not gonna be able to find anything.
We should move Ashton.
Ashton can stay there for a while. He'll be fine.
Why do you want to move him? Because they might get to him.
There'll be people looking for him.
Right now we can't think about that.
He's our only lead.
He's given us more.
We've got other stuff to go by.
Forgive me, this is Max, the player speaking. When, in the very early days, everyone got a message before Andrei went missing. We told each other all of those?
No.
Which ones do we know? We know yours.
And yours.
And yours, essentially.
So for the listeners, Lawrence and Ögra haven't shared their vision.
I honestly don't think Ögra remembers hers even happened.
I would agree, Lawrence was quite drunk, but it might come back to him.
With respect, Lawrence, I think this has nothing to do with you. And I think we're perhaps going about this slightly the wrong way. We keep trying to figure out where Andrei is, not what he was doing. We don't know what path he was on, so we don't know where his destination was, but we know he tried to break into the Thinkers. We know that at least 4 of them, 5 now, have turned into some form of, I don't know if all of them are rats, but some kind of creature. And all of those people went missing. Andrei said, "Family forgive." And I assumed he would do something wrong. But I actually think he was doing something incredibly brave and naive. And I think it's not your people that took him, but I suspect it's the Thinkers, and that they're tied up, and look, either they have him, which is why they're so confident in saying they have a body, because they know that they can guarantee that we will never find him, or they're overplaying their hand and they're overly confident. But he reached out to you. he left a note for you. And he spoke to me. He didn't speak to either of you two.
I don't know.
The only reason I can think of him bringing you, specifically you, back.
I don't know if it was him. I have a sort of guide.
What do you mean?
I don't really know what he is. But he's guided me and helped me since I left.
And you think maybe it was him?
I saw his face in the vision, and I hadn't seen him for years, 5 years, and I've seen him again when I was healing you.
The guide's face.
Yeah, his name's Tarquin.
Was he there in the crowd?
No, I just sort of see it in my head.
And he was the one that told you to return.
Not specifically, but the fact that I saw him alongside the dream was enough to convince me to come back. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have thought it was anything other than a nightmare if I hadn't seen him. And I don't think he'd send me here to find out that my brother's cousin is dead.
I think we should go and see the stink bugs
Got to be
tonight. And I think we should go back to the university tomorrow.
Ashton is our responsibility.
We can see Ashton tomorrow.
Ashton is our responsibility.
And he'll be fine for one night, Mason.
Fine. Enjoy your evening.
You're not going out there.
Someone has to take responsibility for the lives that we are touching. I cannot have a life on my conscience because we ignored it. He told us they're being taken. He's in some random room with some random people. He can't even speak their language. They get high all the time. They can't talk to him. He's not safe. They'll make stupid decisions because they're young and they're stupid.
And you're what? Old? Mature? Worldly?
They're not that much younger than you are, Mason.
Yeah, but Mason's smart, guys.
You don't even know them. I mean, I don't know them that well.
But Mason is Mason.
But they're just going to keep him in the room. They're not going to... I mean, if you want to go and get him, fine. But I think it can wait until tomorrow.
Okay, well, we have different moral boundaries, I think.
It's fine. Look, I'll go with Mason. We'll go and get Ashton. I won't be any use wherever you guys are going, but you need to stay with Lawrence and you need to make sure that he's okay. Got to protect him. He almost died earlier, it felt. You're going to go and see the stink bugs and whatever else is down there. We'll go. We'll see Ashton. We'll make sure that he's okay. Do you want to bring him back here? Is that what you're thinking?
It's the safest place.
Yeah, we'll get him back here.
Okay. Good luck. Enjoy it. Enjoy saving that one life. I really hope that it goes so well.
Why
for
did you tell us about your past?
Because I hoped that you realise how serious the shit that we're in is.
To help alleviate the guilt that you feel because of the actions that you took.
This isn't about alleviating guilt. This is making you realise that you could die at any second.
So why don't you stop acting like life is only meaningful to the people in this room? Ashton has a family. Okay, laugh. Neoma, I'll be outside.
Mason leaves and I'll stand up. Look, there's no point in us bickering amongst ourselves, okay? We're all we have at the moment. We're all Holger has, we're all Iona has, we're all...
Not according to Mason.
Look, Lawrence, please. You were really brave tonight to tell us what happened, okay? And we're here for you and we want to help. And we want to help Andrei and we want to help everybody. But there is a potential that Andrei is dead and I don't want to lose anybody else, okay? So let's just... Will you three be okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Look, I'll take some... I don't know... I'll take like one of those prop daggers or something with us so that at least we look like we've got something on us and then...
Don't be stupid. Take this. And Lawrence just, from his boot, just pulls out an actual dagger and just gives it to you.
And Neoma takes it and... Is this real?
Yes.
Oh,
It's a cool dagger.
Thank you.
okay.
Here, I'm going to give you my cloak as well.
Thank you.
Take something to hide Ashton and Mason.
He's
Make
got
sure
a
that none
hat
of you
on.
are seen.
Yeah.
Might need more than a hat. He's a rat.
I'll grab some stuff from the costume store. But we meet back here. Does anyone have a way of... You know how Holger does, like, talking to each other? Has anyone ever learnt that? No, me neither. Do we have anything in the theatre that I would know about that I might be able to use, DM?
Not for long.
Not for long distance
Not
phone
for long
calls.
distance
Okay.
phone calls.
Walkie-talkie.
I might be able to. I used to be able to.
Okay. Well, look, let's say we'll meet back here. What's the time?
It's about 6:30.
How long do you think you guys are going to be?
No idea.
We'll meet back here latest 10 o'clock.
I don't think we can control that.
No, we'll be back by 10.
If we're not back by the morning, then you know something's wrong.
And I'll ask Holger to just keep an eye. You know, she can sense if we're okay or not okay. And maybe she can get in contact with us if needs be.
Do you really think it's smart to involve?
I
Mum
won't tell
with
the
this?
other two. I will just tell Holger.
Okay.
Just stay safe. Don't make any reckless decisions. Trust Mason.
Okay.
He's intelligent.
Yeah. She runs round and gives both, sure you won't want this, but Ögra and Lawrence a kiss on the head. And then she comes to
How do
Benedict.
you get there? Jump?
Are you sat down?
No.
Oh, okay, kiss them the whatever I can reach, the arm, the elbow.
Oh.
And then she gets to Benedict and she just sort of squeezes his arm and then she'll leave. And then run and do all of the things that I just said that I was going to do. Costume, Holger, whatever else. And I'll tell you that I'm doing all of that as well.
Well, I was going to say, I think Mason's already in the costume
Great.
room
Perfect.
/ props store, which I imagine are in two very similar places. And he's picked up, by the time you find him, a little puppet.
Terrifying.
A puppet?
A little puppet.
I'm already afraid.
Looks like a little detective.
Are you bringing that with us?
Um,
Oh, am I there? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you bringing that with... Is it...
I have a theory. It maybe I can leave it. I'm gonna keep it with me, probably.
Okay.
It's not weird.
No.
It's not a comfort thing.
Well,
I had a
even
thought.
if it was
thought
Mason,
thing.
it would be fine. You know, we're here and we can do this. Okay. Sorry, I know I would have tucked, as I seen Lawrence do, I would have tucked the dagger into my boot, and I would not tell Mason about it.
Sure. Gather some
Yeah,
costume.
We'll get all our stuff and we'll head out.
Great. The other three, are you heading out now? Or
Yeah.
are you...
Yeah, on the way out, I'm assuming, are we going to go out the back or the front? Does it matter?
Probably go out the front.
Cool. By the front, I would have dropped, when I arrived on that this morning, I would have probably dropped a bag just at the door and not been bothered to carry it up. And so I'll just quickly unzip it and just take off all of my kind of normal, like pink, vibrant clothes and swap them for sort of a brown cloak and some brown trousers and kind of make everything a lot more muted and secretive. And as I do that, Ögra, you probably would have noticed that there's armour that's been underneath Lawrence's clothes the whole time that he's been concealing.
God, I knew it.
Is that what you say?
No, she just stands there and is like, I guess we'll just wait for the costume change.
Excuse me. This will literally take a minute, if that. Are you going to lead the way or am I? Princess?
She leads the way. She's not talking to you.
As you're just kind of heading out the foyer of the theatre, Maria enters. Her Hercule Poirot costume has been removed, and it's kind of weird seeing
so
her
sad.
like just in normal clothes. She steps out, sees the door open, sees the three of you. Where are you going?
We have a lead.
A lead. A lead.
We don't think he's dead.
We've got to at least try.
Don't do this to your aunt.
Just tell her that we have gone to the
shop.
Tell her we've gone to the shop.
Oh, baby boy.
Mother.
She is suffering. You can't make her... Can't give her false hope.
You're right.
Don't tell her.
Just don't let her know. We'll be back soon.
What do you want me to do? Lie?
You're literally an actress.
We want you to.
I know, I'm spectacular at it.
We want you to pretend, just for a bit.
I always pretend. Why do you think? I lose myself in my art, other than the fact that the world deserves it. Because sometimes denying the truth is easier. Sometimes it's easier to think we are some great detective or knight, or that we can make a difference. Don't be me, children. And she leaves.
That's bad.
Ögra starts walking off towards where she knows the nearest sewers entrance is.
I'm gonna just grab Lawrence's arm.
After a moment of kind of resisting, he'll just let you go. Like you pull him along. Sometimes I wish I could be like her, you know.
What happened, Lawrence? When I left, you were amazing. You were the golden boy. You were the actor.
And then you left. And you left me to do it all alone with some kids, to look after me and tell me what to do, and a mother that doesn't give a fuck because she's too busy playing the lead in every fucking show while I'm the back, doing nothing. I had you.
I asked you to come with me.
Did what? Plough some fields, plant some carrots, look at the sunset.
Is that what you think I've been doing?
You might as well have been. Because here, in this city, this is life. This is where stuff actually happens. This is where the world changes. And you can either be a part of it, or you can run and hide.
I need to tell you something.
Tonight? Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason I left.
Okay.
I'm going to see if Chris listening.
She's marching, so she's probably quite a bit ahead of you. Still, like, close enough that you can see her and not worry, but
We're probably just walking like next to each other, walking behind her, sort of thing.
she's also fuming, so she's like very in her own head.
We used to be best friends, you and I, Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I trusted you more than anything.
Yes.
I think I'm cursed.
What?
I think someone's put a curse on me. That's why I left. People were dying around me.
And you decided to come back.
Not easily.
I hope that one day you're able to cure that curse. And in the meantime, if anything happens to any of our other siblings, you'll be the first person I look at. Let's go. And he'll pick up pace and just walk behind Ögra.
As you walk, Benedict, you feel someone walking just over your shoulder, just slightly behind you, and you know not to look. You just hear a little chuckle.
In my head. Which I hope is the way that I communicate with this. Is he alive?
I don't know. But I know what we'll do if he's not. And then the presence kind of fades.
Yes, schizophrenia.
Amber, cut that.
On the other side of town, heading towards the university, Mason and Neoma, you're just beelining there.
In a very
Nonchalant
Yes.
way.
But yeah, nonchalantly, but avoiding patrol.
It's fine. You guys know the city well enough. You both know walking around the city without bringing attention to yourself well enough to be able to take the right paths. You know what's busy at this time of night. Neoma, you know this because you try and avoid these areas. Mason, you know this because you occasionally hang out there unseen, gathering as much information as you can. And you make it to the university. The spires of the main buildings are beautifully lit. It's a lovely place to be. There are some students milling around. The chaos of earlier seems to have dissipated. Mason, you lead her along the canal up towards Margot and Benji's dorm. And you realize, and you've reached the front door and realize that the front door has a lock and is locked.
As we walk, I'd love to communicate, because that's key in relationships. I think maybe there's like, after the general conversation I imagine we have in the costume, like what do we choose? Maybe we start the walk quietly. So maybe by the time we get to the canal.
Yeah, I feel like we're particularly comfortable with each other. Like, silence is not an uncomfortable thing for us. It's just a natural state.
Yeah, so maybe by the time we get to the canal, completely out of the blue, Mason will go, they're all changing, Neoma. Or have changed.
Who?
Everyone but you and I. Lawrence knowingly assisted a group of people that kidnap, smuggle, traffic people. Knowingly. And then I meant to feel bad for him because he had stage fright. I don't get it, Neoma. It's not the person I knew. Ögra is... losing her way. Much like... well, I didn't really know him, but... much like Benedict. And then there's you. And me. Stuck at the theatre. I'm not good at this, I think. I thought maybe I was, but turns out I'm really not. And I'm gonna be fucking useless if this goes bad, so we really need to get in and out. Unless you can... I don't know what you did earlier. Fog cloud again, I guess.
Yeah, we normally use it for, like, you know, the mist on stage.
Yeah, low-level stuff. What was that? Usually it's just like a ground level...
Apparently when I panic, it sort of...
Because it's beautiful for dancing, but that was...
Yeah, that was a bit much. I'm sorry. I was just trying to help.
No, it helped. Definitely helped.
I know it's tough. And things are tough. And this stuff, it's just... I think we're both feeling the same. I don't know. It's a lot. Like, I know the theatre and that's what I know, and this isn't. But the world is mean, Mason. And I think a lot of us are just trying to get by.
You don't have to give in to it.
I know. That's because you're so good that you found a way around it. I hide from it. And everyone else, they're just trying to get through it.
I obsessively follow every member of our family just so that I can feel like I protect you, when evidently I can't do anything.
I don't think that's true.
I made the puppet, and I point out people's flaws in a way that makes them uncomfortable. You know what? We should get Ashton.
I know that as a sign of Mason wanting to stop talking about things, so I just sort of take his hand for a little bit. And I say, we'll walk along in silence for a little bit more. And then I'll just say, you know, I'm always here.
Me too.
And then we'll, hopefully.
Oh, it's locked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't think this bit through.
You get to the door, it's locked, and then as you're going to stand there for a second, like, you hear a little psst, and you look up just to see like a window open and a plume of smoke billow out, and you see Mason. You recognise Margot sticking her head out. And she goes, heads! And drops the keys.
I thought you were going to say drops Ashton. Just going to be like what?
That's good. I thought she was going to drop drugs, and I was gonna be like, no.
You did buy some.
Oh yeah,
You-
you drugs.
I didn't really
It
buy
makes way
some.
more
I
sense.
gave her money so that she wouldn't care about the person in her house.
She
To go and buy
definitely
drugs.
thought you were giving her money for drugs.
I understand that. Mason's bad at buying drugs.
Sorry, we go in.
She drops the keys. You're heading up to the floor. Open it. Once again, I'm met by this slag. And you see...
You created fog clouds, and this is the problem?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
lubricating for your throat. It's specifically stage stuff. We spoke about this earlier.
You see through the cloud, Benji sat back in his chair. And next to him, in another chair that's been pulled out, is Ashton. He's wearing like a flowery shirt. And he's wearing darkened glasses. And still got the bobble hat on. And he's just sat next to Benji. And they're both just like staring into space.
Oh, he did the one thing I told him not to do.
And Margot picks up this like bag, which is filled with clearly halfling leaf. But it's very clearly been opened and half of it is gone. And she's like, there you go, 5 silver's worth.
I don't. It's for you. Keep it as a present for
Oh,
keeping
thank God,
this.
because we already smoked half of it.
I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
Neoma's like, what's happening?
This is a present?
For keeping our friend here occupied, which I can see that you did.
Ashton just goes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna crouch down next to Ashton and just very gently like tip the glasses up so I can see his
his
eyes.
little rat eyes are like bloodshot.
Ashton, is this Ashton? Hi. Are you okay?
Ah.
Right. Look, we've got somewhere safe that we're going to take you. Okay. Somewhere even better than here.
He looks at Benji and Benji goes,
But we're going to have to walk out in the open. So we're going to need to disguise you, all right? Look, we've bought a bunch of stuff from the theatre.
he indicates his shirt.
I think you look amazing. How about you keep it on underneath? And I start like pulling out bits of costume and kind of measuring them up to him. And I'm going to try and make him look as human as possible. So I'm going to be like high collars to try and cover any fur that's here.
It's a fake beard.
Potentially a fake beard. That would be good. Totally brought that. Because I saw his face earlier, didn't I? So I know roughly what we were trying to cover. Yes, and like glasses.
Has he
I mean,
got
if we have prosthetics, I'd even have brought like a prosthetic nose if I could, or something
Sure.
like that. I want to get.
On the end of a snout.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm any good at this.
Are you proficient in disguise kits?
No.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It's dark.
He looks like someone wearing a bunch of things, but it's harder to tell that he is a rat.
It just looks eccentric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're like just putting the finishing touches on, there's quite a loud knock at the door.
I look to Margot.
What?
I'll get it. Fuck. They're high.
Yeah, we are.
Is there a wardrobe or anything?
Yeah, there's like there's a little like ensuite kind of thing, which is just like a tiny little toilet.
I grab Ashton and I take. How can we both fit in the ensuite?
Yeah, just about. Like you're literally like
I indicate to Mason that we'll hide in here, and then I
Meet
shut the
you.
door.
you're just like squished in.
Mason will go to the door, dust himself down, and then just crack it and put his head there. Hello.
You see two older students, maybe like 22, 23, both tall, both broad, both wearing black jackets, black trousers, white shirt, and the red, white, and black striped tie that you recognize belonging to the Thinkers. Hello.
Hi, sorry. She's asleep.
He looks at the smoke that's just like drifting out of the room.
That's not me.
Sure it isn't. Can we come in?
Oh, I prefer if you didn't.
We're not really asking.
Give me one moment, because I think I left the slap. Lock. Oh. What the hell? The door's... And then it'll shake it. Oh, come on. The door's jammed. 1 second. And then he'll run back into the room. And be like, Neoma, we have to go right now.
Where?
They're coming inside.
How are we going to get out?
Is there a window? What floor are we on?
Third.
The way Max's face just fell.
There's another knock. Hello?
Just getting the key. Because it locked. Somehow. I'm high.
How strong are you?
No.
No, me neither. Oh, God. No. I turned to Ashton. How strong are you?
Okay, I have an idea. I thought it would come to me by the time I said it.
Margot and Benji just like...
Benji stands. He looks at you two.
Oh god.
Yes.
He's the big rowdy.
He did this
Yes.
last time, yeah.
He walks towards the door. Pushes it open. You hear the guy go, excuse me, we're here doing a patrol, there's a missing, and then he just goes, "Ah!" And like, you hear him, he just like sprints out of the room. You just hear like the sound of a commotion from outside.
Leroy Jenkins.
What do you do?
As in, like fighting commotion, or like
from
like
what
a,
you could
like
hear,
a, like
he
a,
ran forward into one of them and just like smashed them against a wall. You hit the other one and go, what the fuck? And then, boom, and then there's like sounds of grunts.
Okay, I grab Ashton by the hand, I look at Mason, I'm like, run! And we'll just start running again.
You like sprint out. You see one of the two of the thinkers is like dazed against, well, the other one is grappling with Benji, who's like flailing like a madman. As you sprint out, he kind of sees you, goes, stop! Like desperately tries to throw Benji off. As you reach the staircase, you can hear him running behind you.
Run.
Just keep running.
You get to the bottom, push open the door. Where do you go?
Actually, he's on the stairs.
You can hear him like a story above you. Just.
As we're running down the stairs, I think Mason's going to take out his little cylindrical tool, and he's very, very quickly this time going to find like the mage hand by doing that much faster, and he's going to send the mage hand up and try and grab the ankle very quickly, and then just release this.
Okay, make a, I want to call it like a athletics check, but roll it with your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. 16.
You hear him go, what the fuck? Oi! It appears to have, it didn't trip him, but it appears to have slowed him very slightly.
Keep running.
You
get to the bottom, open out onto the campus. Where do you head? You just head back where you came, or are you
I
looking
only
somewhere
know
to
the way that we came, so yes, because you're behind me, I guess.
Yes. I think the only detour that Mason would think of is to sewers it back.
I'm going to carry on running until Mason says otherwise.
But I think it would be canals and then find the sewers from.
Is that where you're going to go?
So I think if we go to the canals, if he's still clearly right behind us, we'll stall him.
Okay, so you kind of sprint down towards the canal, jump down into the like little hot walkway that runs beside it. Can both of you make a stealth check?
Stealth? Huh, so good at those.
14. Oh no! What is it? No!
Say that.
It's a natural 1 for a 2. Stealth? I'm so good at these into the water.
So, I'll take it as a group check.
Okay.
You got a 14?
I did.
You got a natural 1. Ashton got a natural 20.
Oh!
Yes, Ashton!
He's a rat now.
And the following member of the Thinkers got a natural 1. So, you like duck down, you jump down, Ashton jumps beside you. Mason, you like take a look back as you're running towards, and you slip and go into the water with a splash. You all kind of freeze. But he's not behind you. He's obviously gone a different direction.
I'm like, Mason, what are you doing? Get out!
I slipped.
I reach down and try and, incredibly poorly pull you out.
He'll get up and then just roll out.
So, now you've kind of given some bit of distance. Are you going by the sewers, or are you just going near?
Not if there's distance.
So you, with Ashton still high, dressed in this kind of amalgamated costume, head back towards the
I might take one layer of Ashton and wrap it around me now that I'm cold.
Okay. Where would you have guys gone to locate stink bugs and to locate the boss?
I imagine that there's like general hangout places where the stink bugs in any given evening are going to be in one of like 3 main places. So I would have just gone to whichever one of those was closest.
Okay. You find Smelly Alley again, where they tend to hang out. And as you round the corner, you see them. A group of them gathered together. They've drawn like a square on the floor in chalk. They're like 4 squares, and they're playing a game with some balls and knocking it around. Just obviously idling, waiting for orders or waiting for the night to really kick off.
I stop before we enter the alley and I turn back around to Lawrence and Benedict. Just so you know, like, if they in any way think that they're in danger, they're going to run. And they're fast. So try not to, like, spook anyone. But also be prepared for suddenly they're just gone, you know? Happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And she heads into the alley. And she's just kind of like, hey, what up, guys? How's it going? But she's like she's so been through it in the past, like, hour. She's just kind of like, hey.
One of them turns, you recognise a young kid called Jamie, who kind of leads this little gang. And he's like, Ögra, told you you're not allowed back. You're too big.
Right, yeah, don't worry. I'm not actually going to come, like, out with you guys tonight. I'm not going to, like, ruin your plan. Oh, cool. Is that no, don't worry. I need you guys to help me with something. Don't freak out. My brother and my cousin are here. But guys.
Did you bring grown-ups?
It's like, my brother.
Literally rule 1, no grown-ups.
Okay, you know my little brother Andrei, who I brought here like one time, like a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
He's gone missing.
So?
Well, I don't know. There's like, you guys hear things. Have you heard anything? Do you know where he might be?
He turns back. They like gather into a little huddle. You just like.
I always feel so left out.
Jamie turns back. Not heard anything about Andrei specifically.
Right, what do you know?
like, weird shit's been going down, hasn't it?
Well, yeah.
Like, weird shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you hear about what happened outside the university earlier?
Yeah,
today?
weird shit,
Weird
dude.
shit, man.
Man.
What exactly do you mean by weird shit? Just for the adults?
Like, people disappearing.
Have you heard anything about any like, you know, like bodies being recovered within the past 24 hours?
No.
No. Right? No. Right? Right? They said no.
I don't think that's enough to rule it.
I think it's, you guys would, like, yeah, I think it's significant. They're saying that Andrei drowned or they pull him out the river or something. Dead. But, like, I don't believe it. It's not true.
All right. Is that all you wanted?
Lawrence.
Thank you, Ögra. Look, I'm here to see the conglomerate, and I know that you know where they are. And just for some assurance, and Lawrence hikes up his sleeve, and you see there's sort of like a bastardized abacus tattoo that's kind of been etched onto his skin, almost like poked on, and you can see that it's almost like someone's taking the Mickey of Vortis, the god of trade, and they've like changed his symbol. I'm a part of that conglomerate, and I know that you know where I can find them.
I don't like... They're weird and scary.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to take us to them. We just need to talk to them.
They're at a shop tonight.
Okay.
Do
You.
you know where that is?
Yeah, I've been there before. Only once, but I think I can remember where it is.
All right, just don't tell them we told you, all right?
We won't. Thank you.
Knocks.
Oh, and one more thing. It doesn't matter how tall she is. If she wants to be a member, she can be a member.
But she's rubbish.
Well, she is on track to join the conglomerate.
Well, fine, but she can't pickpocket for like anything. She's like this big. People just see her coming.
Mm-hmm.
She killed a demon earlier.
I did. No, Jamie, I for real did. I for real cut like a little flying demon thing in half. It was
wasn't-
so cool.
It wasn't that little. It was pretty big.
It turns back, they'll go to a little hub.
Street cred.
Yeah, right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, if like, can you guys just like spread word out about Andrei if you hear anything, if you see anything? Also, there's some of the like university thinkers. Some of them have been going missing too.
Yeah, weird shit.
Yeah, if you guys just like, if you get any word of anything, can you let me know?
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.
All right,
Good
bye.
luck.
You too. It snatches the ball. My turn.
I love them.
Okay, let's go to the shop.
As we're like walking away from them, Ögra just kind of like, she's not looking at you, but she kind of just goes, Jamie's parents supposedly died in a fire like 4 years ago, and he's not seen his younger sister since. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
But I don't, Ögra. I wouldn't pry into those things. Me personally, well, you're going to see tonight. Sometimes it's better just to keep your head down. If you want to, I'm sure you could find out what's going on with Jamie.
Okay.
You head across town towards the boss's shop. It's a
shop.
It's a halfling sweet shop called Little Fellas. Little as in L-A-L. But as you know, Lawrence, the shop is a front for drug trafficking and money laundering and many other things. And as you reach the storefront, which is like pink and gaudy and like draws a lot of attention to itself, you see the halfling owner, the guy who supposedly runs the shop, is standing out front smoking a cigarette. A guy called Bardo.
Can we just grab? I'll just grab Lawrence before we get too close.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing this?
Sadly, I wish that there were ways that we could plan to do this. We go in, we hope we don't get killed. Maybe we'll find out something. We leave.
Why don't you tell them that you're trying to, I don't know, recruit me or introduce me to them or something?
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Thank you. Anything that we can use as bargaining chips in there is going to be handy.
Like literal bargaining chips? Because I've still got that gold coin.
No.
Okay.
No, not those kind of chips. You'll learn.
Okay.
If you wanted to. I wouldn't actually.
Yeah, no, this honestly sounds like a horrible organisation to be a part of.
I'm proud of you for saying that.
Thanks. The bar seems pretty low.
It does. Look, I didn't want any... I'm sorry for mixing you up in this. It's going to get serious in there. And I really hope that you see my mistakes. I don't want you to make the same ones that I did.
Generally, I think today's just been really confusing. I thought that he was off, like, hanging out on a farm doing good deeds. I thought that you were off doing shows and entertaining the masses. And now one of my best friend might be dead. You're apparently involved in this. I don't even know what's going on with you. Mason hates me.
No, he doesn't.
You don't even know what's... It's just been... Today's been a lot. I just want to find Andrei. Can we just get through this, please?
Of course.
Are you trapped in this group?
Do you need us to help get you out? Because we can actually help with that.
Yeah.
She says with so much unearned confidence.
As you just said, let's focus on Andrei. My situation can wait.
Okay.
This is more important. You right, mate?
Bardo has like a peaked cap pulled down low over his face and he looks up. Ah, you decided to show up.
In fact, I've had a bit of a sweet tooth, so I don't know if you can help.
We can help with that. Who were the taggers on, eh?
Some people that I wanted him to meet, I think they could be useful to you lot.
He looks towards the two of you.
I'm gonna pull out my morning star, just like swing it on my back.
Hey, look at the big boy with the big stick, eh?
Akasha. Ögra.
Back!
I never said that.
Twice.
Ögra sort of goes towards where you guys saw earlier that she pulled the retractable greatsword from. Hesitates. Keeps then just like this weird arm movement as if to be like, I was never doing that, and pulls the quarterstaff off her back.
Well, I hope you do like sweeties, eh?
I love sweets.
You're gonna fit in here well then. Come on. He unlocks the door, opens it, leads you through this like horrible tacky shop which is full of jars of like very brightly coloured candies. Leads you round the counter, into the back room, down a little corridor. And as you're walking down this corridor, you can hear the mumble of voices, a few laughs, a few shouts, like the smashing of a glass. And he pushes through into what is essentially a speakeasy in the back of this door. There's like a bar, there's people playing pool, lots of like a low level of smoke haze in the air. And he points across the room to where you can see a man sitting, kind of very slightly overweight, wearing a very fine suit that maybe fit him 10 pounds ago. And he's kind of holding court at this table surrounded by people who are hanging on to his every word, laughing every time he laughs. And you recognize Lawrence, the boss.
First name there, last name boss.
I wouldn't ask that question.
Okay.
Do you have... Is there any name you want me to call you to?
Did you use a fake name?
It might be handy.
Oh God. Okay.
I mean, I can make them up if you want.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Okay, all right.
You should make it up. You
Okay.
should make it up.
I can give you some help for a minute.
Go for it.
I'll cast guidance.
Perfect.
As he does, Lawrence, a guy walking past you, just for a moment, it looks like his eyes flash really bright green, and then he walks past.
Okay. Well, I approach the table.
As you do, the boss looks up. He's got his arms draped around a young woman in one arm and a young man in the other, and he's like, "Oh, if it isn't the most beautiful drug smuggler in all of the city."
It's a pleasure to see you again. And I do a really deep bow, basically, to the floor.
I awkwardly bow behind him.
And he brought friends.
Yes, this is Frederick. This is Grundle. They've helped me in the past, and I thought that maybe they could be some use to you.
Fredo and Grundle, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's changed.
Good to meet you. Is this meant to be some kind of compensation? You lose my goods, so you bring me new blood. Is this the way you think it works here?
No, not at all. In fact, I was hoping that you'd forgive me, and with these two here, maybe you could trust me once more. I feel so terrible about what happened, and I really want to make it up to you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he feels terrible, and they all kind of laugh. He feels terrible. You know, that brings back the, what was it, 250 gold you cost me? But luckily I got a whole handful of terrible feelings now.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, don't look like that. Don't look all scared of me. You know me. I wouldn't hurt you. You're so beautiful. I like beautiful things to look at.
You wouldn't. My brother?
Your brother? Has something happened to your brother?
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
I'm not very good at it.
Believe. That landed on everything
such
else.
a cool roll.
Okay, 14.
That's not
It's
awful.
everything he's saying is clearly a threat. It's hard to tell whether that threat is coming from knowledge or he's just kind of using it. Something happened to your brother?
He's gone. The guards say that he's dead.
Hey.
I know that I already owe you. But I would do everything twice over for you if you're able to help me or if you know what's happened to him.
Hey. And he reaches out a hand and kind of grabs your cheek. If you know anything about me, it's that I care about family. And I hate those fucking pigs! And they all go, yeah, fucking pigs. A few people are like, oink.
You see Ögra start to be like, okay.
My kind of crap.
What are you asking of me? You asking me to fuck somebody up? You asking me to spread the feelers around? Come on, let's put it out there on the table.
I know you've got ears everywhere, and I would do anything for you. I would indebt my life if you could tell me if you've heard anything. I think this goes to the biggest pig.
There's some pretty big pigs in this city. You'd indebt your life to me, you say. I want you to think about that before you say it. That's a big call, mister. You're young. You got a face like an angel. You can do anything you want. You really want to be for life.
I lost you 250 gold. Let's stop playing games. I know that you want me dead for what I've done for you and what I've done to you. So please, just give me the respect after everything I've been through today to be honest with me.
I haven't heard anything about your brother. But I haven't asked. Let me go and ask. And I'll give you this for free. The town guard are running scared. The Prime Minister, he's running scared. Stuff's happening. People going missing. People coming back strange in the head. Creatures popping up over the city. Kids at the university turning into rats. They've got the alloy knights out patrolling the streets, trying to keep some semblance of calm, but they're losing control. And they don't know why. I'll give you two pieces of information. One, if you were to head down into the bottom floor of the jail, beneath the earth, you'd find a lot of strange beings currently locked up. People gone wrong. Things that ain't even people. We could take you there. We've got ways. Or if you want to stay more on the surface, out by Old Father Crag on the edge of the old town. A lot of sightings in that area. A lot of strange occurrences happening around there. That's a hot spot, a weird activity, I would say. If you're looking for weird, might be a place to start.
Why are you telling us all this? What do you want us to do? For you?
You've already done it for me. You owe me your life. And I want the people in my indebtitude to be happy. I want them to feel like their families are safe. You look after me, I'll look after my own. That's always been the way it goes. I am not an unreasonable person. I'm not. I just smuggle some things in that if people didn't get from me, they'd get somewhere else. And I get them the good shit, not laced with any of that crap. I am not an unreasonable person. Let me put my ears to the ground. And I look forward to a life together. Hey. Right, somebody give me a fucking drink here, eh? And like someone like runs over, puts a glass in front of him. Stick around if you want a open bar.
Thank you, boss.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Fredo, Glondell, whatever you fucking...
Grondell.
She knows. Get out of here. And he goes back to his group.
I'll go up to the bar quickly. Just something very strong, please, like a high-proof whiskey or vodka or...
Ögra steps up to your elbow. Make that two.
One.
There's like a kind of thin tabaxi behind the bar with like very, very thin mottled fur, like chunks of fur taken out, one eye missing. And tabaxi's like, lucky for you, everything is strong. Just takes out a bottle of just like clear liquid, pours it into a glass that's way too big for spirits and hands it to you.
Can I get one more of those, and then can you get me something more relaxed for her?
She takes a glass, fills it with the same liquid but only halfway.
I pass one to Benedict, I pass the half to Ögra.
Sick. Did you just sign your life away to these people who were just talking about maybe you not doing that?
I think that was the only way I could. That's the nicest he's ever been.
I mean, I will say he seemed lovely. But if you, like, take away the fact that they, like, you know, take children from their families.
Maybe let's have this conversation when we get back to the theatre.
Finish up the drinks. Let's go back.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, it's not good. No, it is.
It comes back. Comes in waves.
Finish drinks, and with your throat still burning, you head back out into the night air, back towards the theatre. And as the family congresses once again on their place that they call home, that's where the curtain will fall on tonight's section of our story. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, that's emotional than last time.
What did you say?
Less emotional than last time.
Oh, less emotional.
I cried.
I cried.